Hi everyone. How are y'all? Today, I decided to talk about critical thinking in K-pop, cause why not? Before that, make sure to read the disclaimer in the description. So, grab some snacks and snuggle in and let's get started. First things first, what is critical thinking? It can be defined as the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. The four pillars of critical thinking are open-mindedness, analysis, interpretation and problem solving. Open-mindedness is when you are looking at things objectively and not subjectively. To understand this better, let me put it this way. You know how some people immediately assume you are a nerd when you say you're Asian? That's narrow-mindedness. This happens when people form a particular belief from exterior information, and apply that belief to everything. K-pop stans are majorly guilty of this. Whenever you voice out your opinions, they immediately say it's hate. Why? Because they are narrow-minded. They could have experienced someone hating on their group, and would have formed a belief that all opinions are hate. Analysis is simply analyzing or observing. To understand a problem better, you need to observe that problem first. Most K-pop stans don't do this. Let's take a scandal for example. The ever-popular Garam scandal. In this scandal, from what I have observed, 70% of people in Twitter didn't even know what Garam allegedly did to get into this scandal, yet they all attack her like they knew her for a lifetime. You first need to observe a problem, gather information in it, then raise your opinion. Interpretation is the way you take it in. To understand this, let's look at this image. One guy is saying it 9 while another is saying 6. That's interpretation. Looking at a situation and taking it in. When it comes to interpretation, there is no right or wrong. But the way you voice out is what matters. Now let's talk about the K-pop stans. How is criticism related with stans? First of all, stans have this very narrow-minded belief, where everyone and anyone who dares to give constructional criticism are considered to be quote-unquote haters. No matter if your points are valid, if you even utter a word against their groups, they'll attack you like their life depends upon it. Why, you ask? As I have stated earlier, K-pop stans have always been ridiculed by other people for liking K-pop. Many Westerners have hated on K-pop. I still remember the times where average commentary channels called BTS quote-unquote gays. Soon enough, stans developed this kind of defense mechanism where they attack for the most idiotic reasons. Even I have personally felt this. After seeing a lot of people hate on BTS for literally no reason, I did kinda understand their intentions. But most K-pop stans don't know the difference between hate and criticism. Despite being dealt with hate for so long, they still don't know precisely what is hate and what isn't. So, really, what is hate and what isn't? Criticism is simply the act of making analytical judgments about both good and bad stuffs. Now, if you believe criticism is the exact same as opinions, let me tell you, you're wrong. Opinions is a part and type of criticism. It's not criticism itself. While hate is showing frustration by making unnecessary comments. If someone is saying that an idol needs to improve their singing because it's bad, that's criticism. But if someone is saying that an idol's is ugly, that's hate. The biggest difference between hate and criticism is the base. While criticism has a solid reason or fact, hate doesn't. It's just simply people expressing their hate towards someone. Criticism most times includes the solution as well. Like the example I gave. But hate doesn't. Hate is literally just a mean comment without any base. Criticism improves the person, while hate destroys the person. Criticism and hate are in a way very similar, yet so different. Now, all public figures receive criticism. You can't do anything about it. All celebrities are displayed to the public in an idolizing way, where people look up to them and always follow them. So, it's natural when public figures receive criticism. However, hate is also something that public figures receive a lot. Now, there are a few comments from people who are like, I get bad feelings from this idol. What are these comments? Are they hate or are they criticism? Essentially, by the definitions of criticism and hate, one can say that this is hate. And in fact it kinda is, but it completely depends on the context. There are some people who, after a huge idol scandal, they say stuffs like, I always got a weird vibe from them. Those are mostly people just joining the hate bandwagon. But, when someone mentions not liking an idol before any major scandal, it might be that they just feel like that. Some people are like that, where they feel like something is going to happen and it does. So, under those circumstances, we can say that it's just what they feel. Those are innocent opinions, not hate. Let's look at an example. Won from IVE. Won got so much unnecessary hate for eating a ducking strawberry. She was dragged all the way by stans in Twitter, for not bending down, or trying to be a quote-unquote pick-me girl. That is 100% hate. None of it was criticism. And Won never deserved any of that. But, when Jessi rapped a Nicki Minaj verse, in a performance for Bang Bang, she genuinely was offbeat and wasn't rapping properly. And people criticized her for that. That's completely criticism. The double standards in criticism and hate. I have recently seen an uprising in the quote-unquote edgy, constructive criticism, in K-tube. I have seen a lot of K-tubers say random stuff and add a few terminology in to sound edgy and smart. Recently, there is this new woke era, where literally everyone is pretending to be woke by repeating a few woke sentences with terminology added. The funny thing is, they turn around and do the exact same thing they were preaching no to do. In so many idol scandals, I have seen a lot of fans being like, well, you don't know your idols, and then turning around and being like, this idol is a bully and is a bad person. Like, what? There are also some people who give quote-unquote criticism about the way you criticize idols. I have seen a lot of Twitter stans hating on K-tubers for giving actual criticism while they themselves are hating on people. When you say it, it's constructive criticism. But when we say it, it's hate? Like what? K-pop stans always support positive opinions, which sometimes might even be baseless. But they have a hard time accepting the negative criticisms. But at times, stans become too woke, and think that even hate is criticism. In general, there is a lot of hypocrisy by the stans when it comes to criticism. Why do we even need criticism? As I have stated earlier, criticism develops people. No one's perfect, and these criticisms help us accept that, and improve ourselves. Although it's bitter to hear, criticism really shapes our career or life. Take Dua Lipa, for example. She listened to her critics and came back stronger than ever. Sometimes other people's opinions might actually be for your good. Criticism is absolutely necessary. Critiques are not a personal attack to the people, but a stepping stone. That's why criticism is absolutely essential in media and celebrity lives. And that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the long video. But there are still things that I want to discuss more, so if you guys want to see part 2 for this video, comment down. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stay safe and hydrated. See ya.